We're ready to begin. So, hi everyone. My name is Simcha Tzuf. I'm a harpist from Israel. I was born in Los Angeles and later New York, and I moved to Israel about 25 years ago. Some of you I know from Somerset, some of you from the different communities on Facebook. I'm just really excited to be teaching here and sharing about modes. Modes for me is something that I find really helps me also on a personal level in connecting to music, is self-helping, and also something that I use as a therapeutic tool. So just a little introduction about modes. It's a really vast topic and it's can be very confusing. So we're going to also use some charts here that will help to take away that confusion. And if anything is not clear at some point, don't worry about it. You'll get the recording. You can always watch over. Modes is like, it's such a big topic. It slowly drips in and becomes clear over time. And at some point, it suddenly, it will click at some point. So just don't worry and keep on studying the modes. I'm just going to try to work out the screen here. I can't see myself. 1 second. Okay, there we go. So we're just going to start with, I'm going to give an example of what it is that I hope to teach you today over this workshop. I'll give you a little example. Some of you may have seen that in the YouTube videos that I shared. And then we'll dive into it step by step. So right now I'm playing in F Lydian. I'm just going to give a little example and then we'll go into the lesson. Kind of feel the nature of this, how it's like exploring. Now I just move into C major 7th. And back to F Lydian. So that's kind of a short micro sample of what it is that we're going to be working on. Someone here is saying that they can only see a full, all the different people and cubes, but not see the speaker view. Is there anything that I need to change, or is that something on their side? Does anyone know?
Their side. Specific is it's on their side, but then also someone else before, Janine, was requesting the playing angle, and I think as you're playing, they wanted to see your hands as well.
Oh, sure. We'll be going to there during the workshop. Okay, so to get started, we just have to have our harps tuned to the key of C. And so for people that aren't, I'm going to turn off my reverb. Okay. For people that aren't familiar with that, that would be if you're tuned. Yeah, I'm going to put in the hands view. Don't worry. That was just like an introduction. So the key of C, for those that don't understand, that would be putting up the E, A, and B levers if you're tuned to E flat. And we can just walk through that scale note by note. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Here we're in the key of C. And now we're going to start with, we're going to move into Lydian. So first we'll walk through it and then I'll explain what it is that we're doing. So we're tuned to the key of C, but instead of starting on C, we're going to start on F. So if you would like to take one by one with me from the F, I'm here on F. We'll go F, G, A, B. You hear that sounds kind of strange, that B there, right? F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. And back down. So this key, what we're just playing here now, is what's called Lydian mode. You can hear that sounds a bit different from the C major tuning that we're used to. And if there's therapists here or people that are used to working with modes, just bear with me. We also will get into more technical things. So let's go for a little journey through Lydian mode. Now, the way that I would say this, it depends on your level. What the two things that I find brings out a mode is the tonic, what we're playing in the bass, in this case in F, and the key note that's opening up the mode, which is a B over here. So here I have an F in my left hand. If someone could mute, I hear someone's harp over there. So we have an F in the left hand, B in the right hand. That sounds kind of strange on its own, but when you put it together, that's what brings us into Lydian mode. So you're welcome to come with me for a journey through Lydian, and I'll sing note for note what I'm playing. So here I'm playing F in the bass. If you can do that on your own, you're welcome. If you'd like to add some more, you can follow it with a rolled arpeggio, F, and then arpeggiated chord. And if you'd like to just focus on the right hand, you can do that too. Someone's asking if my computer's an original sound. Yes, it is. Would you like me to put up the harp? Is that better? Yeah? Okay. So I have an F in the bass, and I'm going to go for a little walk through Lydian. So it's F, G, A, B, B, C, D, C, B, C, A. Let's try that again. Have F in the bass. If you can only use one hand, you can also do this just with one finger. If you'd like to play a bass note and roll chords, you can do that too. F, G, A, B, C, C, D, E, F, E, F, E, F, E, C. You don't have to play the notes I'm playing, I'm just giving an example of walking through Lydian. I'll walk down. What I'm doing is kind of feeling that B note. It's a magnet, and it's always drawing everything to it. But I'm not staying on it. You can hear it's too dissonant to stay on it. Especially in, let's say, therapy work. You want to use it, but bounce off of it. B, C, A. Mostly landing on the C and the A around it. B, C, A. G, A, B, C. You can also, I'm playing really simple notes, just going back and forth or going down one by one. And it's the combination of that F in the bass and the B that's giving this mode its flavor. Does anyone have any questions about that? I do hear someone's computer, if they could mute that, please. So we're going to move now onto the PDF that I use some visual examples that will help to understand this better. Is there a way that I can mute?
I have a question, not about what you're
Yes,
teaching,
please.
but I see on my computer it says original sound for musicians is off. Isn't it supposed to be off? I haven't done Zoom in a while, but I was told it was supposed to be off to get the proper sound.
So it depends.
I don't know if somebody...
So for me, I have it on because I'm sharing my original sound, which is which I need to do in order that you can hear the harp and my voice correctly. But for you as participant, it's not as important. And let me see if I can mute. I'll see if I can do mute as host. 1 second. I'm just trying to find out how to mute everyone. Someone here needs to mute, and I can't figure out how to do that myself. Oh, here we go. Okay. Got it. So now we're going to move on to the PDF, unless anyone has questions about what we just did, like something to be clarified. Arya needs to mute.
Okay. I have just one thing.
Yes.
What you were talking about with the dancing around the flavor note. I'm looking at your worksheet here and looking at the Dorian with the flavor note being a B. And Scarborough Fair is mostly played without that B, but occasionally hits that B. Is that what you meant by dancing around it?
Yes, exactly. Scarborough Fair is in Dorian, so it's another mode, and they're dancing around that modal note, which is
okay.
being it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Quickly, someone said I need to mute. I thought I had muted, but apparently I haven't. I'm not
sure. So
you
would just click on your microphone. But I can mute you also.
Yeah.
There you go. Great. Okay. So now we're going to go into the PDF. There is some, this is kind of like a technical, something I put together to help understand these ideas of modes. And again, you don't have to memorize anything here. It's just to help make things more clear. So a little bit about understanding modes. We're actually all very familiar with modes. We just might not know that. So we're very familiar with the major scale and the minor scale, right? So like we have the major scale, you know, C major, right? And then, so that's actually a mode. And you can see here on this on the screen, you have a mode is actually just made by intervals, the amount of spaces between the notes. It's like here on a piano. I use the piano because it's an easy way to understand it visually. So for the major scale, you have between C and D, there's a whole step. Between D and E, there's a whole step. You can see up here, root, whole step, half step. That half step is between the D, is between the E and the F, and so forth and so forth. So these intervals, the spaces between notes, is what makes a scale or a mode sound unique to itself. So one of the modes we're familiar with, but usually not familiar calling it a mode, is the major scale, which is known as the Ionian mode. And also there's the minor scale, which on the keys of the piano, if we're looking just at the white keys, so we have A is the root here, and then a whole step between A and B. You can see that whole step jumping over the black key. A half step between the B and the C. I'll move back down to here, and then whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. Those are the steps of the minor scale, and those are actually two popular modes. And those specific modes, those specific modes are the most popular modes in Western music. But they're just two of the main 7 modes. And each mode will open up a whole world of sounds and textures. So the main 7 modes are the Aeonian mode, and you can see each of them have steps here. They each have their own set of intervals. You have the Dorian mode. I'll give you a little example. Someone else brought up Dorian there before. This Dorian. So you have like Scarborough Fair's in Dorian. So actually, that's very interesting that you brought up before Scarborough Fair. I'd like to just show you that about. Hold on, my camera freezes when I change between scenes. 1 second. There we go. So about Scarborough Fair, in Dorian, you have in D Dorian. So B is that note that's going to give it its flavor, and just notice how in the whole song it only touches on it like once in the whole beginning part. It's D D A E D. We haven't even hit that B note, which is the special note which will open up the Dorian. A, C, D, it's still jumping around the B. There we just hit the B. So it only played the note one time in that whole part of the song. But that one time was enough to give it the flavor of Dorian. So that's just showing you a little bit about the power of modes. Let's go back to the PDF. 1 second. Okay. So you have here the different modes. There's Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian. Each one has their own flavor. Here's a little bit of Phrygian. Popular Phrygian song is Set the Heart for Control of the Sun. It's Pink Floyd's. There's Phrygian. Lydian is what we're working on here in F. F, G, A, B, C. There's Lydian. My camera froze again. Okay. And then Mixolydian. Just playing you a little taste of each one. That's Lydian. I'm sorry, that's Mixolydian. And then Aeolian, the natural minor scale. So you have the Aeonian, the major scale at the top, number 1. Aeolian down here, the natural minor. That's the one that we're also very popular. It's like the sorrowful. It's also very popular in Jewish music. And Locrian, which is not very popular except in heavy metal. It's built off the diminished chord. So that's the main 7 modes. There are more modes other than those. Basically taking any scale and starting from a different step on it is what will open up a mode for you. And one of the ways that I find that's helpful for finding modes is through the mother scale. So basically, instead of needing to think of intervals, there's a way of just having the intervals set up already. The intervals are already designed in the mother scale, like in the C major scale. We already have all the intervals set up for each mode. So starting on C, I have the root, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. You can see those here. If I just move up one step and start on D in Dorian, and I just move through that, I have a whole step, I have from the root, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step. So you can see that each of the modes is already pre-programmed into the mother scale, into the major scale. So that's a simple way of accessing each of the modes. Here's a little chart which can make that more familiar. You might recognize from Journey Through the Modes Part 1. If it looks confusing, don't worry about it. If it's helpful, that's good. If not, then don't worry about it. It just kind of shows you how all of the intervals are overlapping each other. So it's showing you how each of the modes all live within the mother scale. And don't worry, we're not going to get too long on the theory. And now here's another chart on that about accessing the modes from the mother scale. So what I like about the harp, when you're playing on the piano, you have to think through the whole steps and half steps. You have to think about the sharps and the flats. What am I jumping over? What am I leaving out? And what am I playing? Whereas on the harp, it's kind of like the piano. It's like all the white keys of the piano all the time. Whatever scale you set it to, we're always there. So you don't have to actually think about the whole steps and half steps. So don't let any of this stuff confuse you. And so now we're going to go to an example of finding different modes through this method. So right now we're tuned to the key of C. And now by using this chart, we can access any of the modes. So let's say the first mode, 1, is Ionian. If I start on C, I'm going to be in Ionian mode. You can see here it's highlighted. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. This will be Ionian. If I start on 2, on number 2 over here, then I'll be in Dorian. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. That'll bring me to Dorian. So let's start on 4. Lydian is the 4th mode. So let's start on 4, kind of like what we did at the beginning. And now just you'll be able to see it visually happening inside of this diagram of the notes. So Lydian is called the Lydian 4th because basically to make any mode work, you need to know the tonic, the root of it, which here I have F as the root, and to know the special note that will open up that mode. I like calling it, there's like a magic key or something that will help open up each mode and make that mode work. So right now I'm in Lydian and playing from the F. If I go F, G, A, B, so B is that 4th note. You can see here I have it circled. And that's what's going to open up that mode. Right, so just playing F, G, A, B, C. So right now there's 3 things going on. The harp is tuned to the key of C. That's giving us the notes that we're choosing from. That's number 1. Number 2 is that we have the tonic, the F over here. We changed, instead of using the C as the tonic, even though we're in the key of C, we're moving to F as the new tonic. And I'll get to your question in a second. I see that in the chat. F now, so changing the tonic to F, that's step number 2. So we have a set of notes. We're choosing a key. The next step is choosing the tonic, which that will put us into the mode that we're in. And then the third step is which note are we going to play around, which here is the 4th, the Lydian 4th. Now, Nan Bill asks, how do you determine the character note in any mode? That's a great question, Nan. In a journey through the modes, if anyone didn't understand that question, she's asking, so here on the chart, I have here Dorian 6th, Phrygian 2nd, Lydian 4th. Each of these are the character notes that I'll play to access it, right? So for Lydian, here I'm playing that B. But how do I know that it's a B? How do I know that so there actually, it's like a formula. Lydian fourth. Whenever you're in Lydian, you pick the mother scale, you go up to the fourth note within that scale, and then the fourth note of that will help access Lydian. And there's another way also of determining the character notes in a logical way. I'll get to that soon. So here we just gave an example of Lydian. Let's now take this somewhere else. Let's look into understanding Mixolydian. Can I enlarge the chart? I can't enlarge the chart. It's already on full screen for me. But I can send it to you afterwards by PDF. And also in A Journey Through the Modes Part 1 on YouTube, which I'll send a link to again to that after the workshop. So there's a chart you can download that is kind of a cheat sheet I put together for finding the key note for each mode. So here's a Mixolydian, right? So we're tuned to the key of C. Here's all the notes, like all the white notes of the piano. Mixolydian is the fifth note, is a fifth mode. So I'll count up. C, C, D, E, F, G. G now becomes my new root. So now I have G. You can hear that. G. And the seventh is the note that's going to activate the Mixolydian. So now I can play in G. You're welcome to try this along, whoever'd like. G, B, C, D, E, F. F is that seventh note. So this is going to be my magic note for opening up Mixolydian. So again, I'm in the key of C, G in the tonic, and F is going to be the note that I know to jump around. It's a Grateful Dead song. I love using this to show Mixolydian. From Dark Star. And oh, the Kings of Lois is a nice one in Mixolydian. Thank you. A suggestion there for another Mixolydian song. As you start getting used to the sounds of modes, our ears are so trained to hear the major and the minor scales. When you start getting used to different modes, you start recognizing them. Like, for example, someone brought before Scarborough Fair. That's a classic one in Dorian. You start recognizing the different modes from different songs that you hear. So that's a Mixolydian seventh, and any of these, this is how you would access the modes. And right now, this chart is in the key of C. This would all be relevant in any key. So if you tuned up to the key of D, you could follow the same formula. The first mode in the key of D would be Ionian mode, right? I'm just going to tune to the key of D a second. So I put up my Fs and Cs. So right now I'm in the key of D, D major. So don't pay attention to the chart here. I'll just show you a second. There we go. Okay, so now in D major. There we go. So now starting on D is going to put me in Ionian mode, right? There we go, that was wrong. So now I'm not in Dorian anymore because I changed keys. I'm in the first mode of the D major scale. If I want to play Dorian, I would just move up one. So I'm now in the second step, and then I would count from here up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now I'm in Dorian, E Dorian. So that's just an example of showing you how the modes are dynamic. They go to, they're relevant for all the different keys. 1 second. Okay. So let's find Dorian mode, which we just did before. I'll just show you again. Here you can see Dorian. If you start on the second, I'm tuning back to C major. So if I make the second note my root and then count up 6, and there I have the B. Are there any questions up to this point? How do you decide which is a magic note in each mode? So there's like a formula to it which you can see on the chart, and also there's a way that I'll show you soon about figuring that out. Is the magic key always the 7th? No, it's not. And that's a good question. So you can see here, which we're going to touch on that soon, sometimes the magic key will be the 6th, sometimes the 2nd, and they often overlap. Like, for example, the magic note of Dorian is a B, and the magic note of Lydian, if I count up 4 from the F, F, G, A, B, also happens to be a B. So sometimes they'll actually overlap, but will be completely different because it's the tonic that really sets that. How do you know when to be in Dorian? Is this like an intuitive thing? It's just feeling it out. So let's go back into Dorian. It's just feeling it out and hearing that. So now another way of thinking about modes is like how we started out, as a scale. It's comparing it to the major scale and how it differs from that. So we're in F Lydian right now. And let's see how Lydian changes from the mother scale. So you can count here. We have the root note, and then the whole step, half step, whole step, half step. That's what's making an F major scale. On F major scale, we'll be putting the B's down into B flat. So now I'm in F major. You can hear that major sound. Na, 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 na. I just put down my B levers. And now we can look at the F Lydian scale, and you see that the difference is that the 4th note here is what's really changing. That's what's going on. So we have over here, we have the B flat over here and the regular B. So it's the difference in the step you can see between the whole steps and the half steps, which is what's causing it to sound different. Is that clear to anyone? Does anyone have questions about it? Okay. Sorry. Go. So a way of understanding it, someone before asked about how do you understand, how do you know what that character note will be? So for me, the way that I first figured it out before I got to charts was seeing how does it differ from the mothers, from a natural scale. So you have, modes are split into majors and minors. You have major modes and minor modes. Now, Lydian is a major mode, and I'll compare that to the major scale, like we just did here. And what I noticed was that, hey, the difference is that B. In an F major scale, that B should be flatted. Right now I'm playing an F major scale with a flatted B. And then when I looked in the key of C, and I went into the mode of F, I saw that the B was natural. And I started playing around that B, and that's what helped me to understand what note to jump around on. So in general, you could always take any mode and compare it to its natural major or minor counterpart, and then see how it differs. So for example, if you would take a D, a D Dorian, and compare Dorian is a minor mode. If you compare that with a D minor, you'll find that the note that's different from a D Dorian to D minor is the B. And that can tell you in an intuitive way which notes to jump around in the mode. So to find Lydian in any key, we work so far in F, and I want you to be able to, whatever you're playing, to be able to just go into Lydian. So let's say you're in a setting, you're playing for patients somewhere, or you're sitting at your harp. I'm going to tune back to F major. Have that B that's flatted. So let's say you're in F major and you're like, I want to go into Lydian mode now. So instead of having the first method we went through was having the mother scale. Just tune to a major scale and then change the tonic, go over, understand which note, the fourth, the seventh, which note is the second, which note are you jumping around, and then you'll be in that mode. Another way is just knowing which note to change from any scale. So to do Lydian, you go to any major scale, sharpen the fourth note, and then you're in Lydian. Someone have a question? Joel? No. Okay. So I just tuned back here to F major. And so if I count up F, G, A, B, B flat, put up that fourth note, and I'm in Lydian. So it's that simple. You can really take any major key, count up 4. It's called sharpening the sharpened fourth. And stick with that tonic you are in. You are in F already, so you stick with that F tonic. And just sharpen the fourth note, and you're in Lydian. So is that clear to anyone? Does anyone have a question about that?
Simcha, no. I'm trying to articulate this into words. I'm struggling. So this is kind of just the next level. It's like, okay, I have been playing the modes from C, right? And then now you're talking about I'm going to start changing the levers. That's what you're saying when you say it. Okay, so this is like the next scale. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's like it exactly. So oftentimes people get stuck in modes of like, oh, modes is just the different steps on the key of C. And it's important to know that you can do modes anywhere. It's relative. It's all about, it's just the certain formula. So like, we did it in F. Now we can try, we can try doing it in another key. Let's take, for example, we'll get to that in a second. With that soon. So another part about modes that I like is that, so I'm back in F Lydian, right? And when you're playing modes, you don't need to stay only in that key. It'll get, you don't have to stay only in that chord, right? It'll get boring after a while, which is fine. Sometimes you might be in a certain setting where you will want to just stay in this one place. But there's actually a way of making it much more interesting of incorporating other chords. Just like when you play a song in the key of C, you're almost never going to stay on the C the whole time. You'll add other chords into it. So also when you're playing modal music, you can also use other chords to take that mode somewhere else. And a way of understanding which chords to choose is, just like I said before, how you can understand from a mode what's the magic note from seeing the note that's changed, right? So here we have the B flat. When it's in F major scale, in F Lydian, that becomes B natural. So something that I realized once was saying, well, let's see what other chords are affected from this B flat. And let's try using those chords in my modal improvisation. So if you can look on the chart here, you'll see here are the chords of an F major scale. So I have F major. I'm going to tune back to F major. I put my B's down. So I have F major, next chord, G minor, next chord, A minor, B flat major, C major, D minor, and E diminished. So the idea here is to take, I'm going to put my B's back up, and let's notice which chords here are the most affected by the change of the B. So I have here the G chord. You can see that the B here is natural. What here was originally a B flat major now became a B diminished, which I'm not going to use, I'm just pointing it out. I just diminished are harder to work with. And then the other chord is the E minor. You can see these are the three chords that are affected from the B flat changing from the F major into the F Lydian. I'll just give you an example now of what that would sound like in Lydian. So again, I'm in Lydian now. I'm going to go back to the hand view so you can see what I'm doing. And you're all welcome to join me. We're done with the slideshow for this part. Sorry, my camera keeps on freezing here. Okay. So I'm playing back in Lydian again. And this time, instead of staying in the F the whole time, I'm going to try introducing that G chord and the E minor chord. So I'm in F. You're welcome to join if you'd like. I'm just rolling an F chord with my left hand. If you can play just an F note, you can do that. My right hand, I'm just walking around like I did before. A, B, C. I'm going to really feel into the mode before I move on. Just walking around. Now I'm going to try introducing an E minor chord. You can feel what that does. It really takes it to this beautiful minor place. And I'll go back into F. I found that therapeutically this does amazing things. The F Lydian is really, it's like this exploring place. It's mysterious, and then down to the E minor. To really let us feel the sorrow, the pain. It's be very helpful with patients that are going through difficult times. Go back into the F Lydian. You can already hear how much more interesting this is than just staying in Lydian, right? I'll walk a little bit higher in Lydian. Now instead of going to the E, it's already too much being drawn down. Let's go to the G major. Remember, there's two main chords we're working with here, where that B note is what's changing them from the regular F major. There's the E minor and the G. So listen what happens when we go from the F Lydian into G. So I'm in F, and I'm going to go into G. Isn't that beautiful? It really just opens everything up. And I'll go back into F Lydian. And really, we are in Lydian this whole time. We're just changing chords within. And back to the G. Feel how much this opens up. It's It's like so hopeful, so beautiful. It's like blooming, lights and blooming up. I'll go back into the E minor. We can't just bloom and go up. We sometimes have to let that sorrow back in. And back to the F Lydian. Carolyn, going to G brings an uplifting quality after acknowledging the sorrow. Yes. And I find it actually helpful to go into that sorrow first before jumping up into the G. It's like we have to dip down, go into the sorrow, pick it up, collect it. Then Lydian, back into the F, can help us bridge that up. And then the G, it's like taking everything out, pulling up out of the sorrow and bringing light. Yes, meeting the sorrow first. Thank you, Carolyn. Very important point. So does anyone have questions on this part? No. Okay. Using a fifth in the left hand seems useful in improvising.
I had a question, sorry.
Yes?
I didn't think you saw it in the
okay.
chat. When you went to E, isn't that the Locrian mode because it's the 7th note? You were calling it minor, and I know there's different kinds of minors.
Mm-hmm. So right now I'm in Lydian mode.
You're not in F major,
tonic,
I see.
Yeah, I'm not in F major. I'm in C major, and I moved up to the 4th step of the C major. So my harp is tuned to C major.
Oh, okay.
Right? Yeah.
So your root is still C. And then you're just going.
The root of the tuning that I'm in, of the notes that I have here, is C. But since I'm in Lydian, my new root is F.
So how does if you go to E, if you just play it, can you just play just like a glissando or something? Yeah. And that's just minor?
That's just a regular E minor.
Okay, I guess just like changes. It's the magic that changes it. All right,
yeah,
thanks.
this is E minor. E minor, I feel like it's it's really amazing because E minor. We're gonna touch on that soon when we get to the major 7th chord. But E minor is like, it's like I think like the heaviest of the minor when we're in the key of C. You know, you have A minor to E minor. And it's beautiful how we can tie that up with Lydian. Something interesting to look at here with about why is it that G does what it does, that G chord, right? It's just amazing. Like, it takes you up to this whole place. Like, why is it doing that? Why is it such a magical chord right now in the mode that we're in? And what I feel like about it is in a therapeutic aspect of what's so special, why is it doing this, is that if you look at a G, so the notes of a G are G, B, and D, right? That's the triad, G, B, and D. And that middle note, the B, that's what's going to decide if it's a G minor or a G major. If I put it down, G minor, right? So Jules is asking about if there's a video that explains major and minor and the different keys, like the question that Susie was asking. So so here you can see Jules, a difference between a major and a minor. It was earlier where we showed the intervals, is just that 3rd note of the chord, instead of being flat, instead of G, A, B flat, so instead of it being flattened, it's up a half. So G, B,
I just
D.
had the oh my God moment that you talk about where it finally,
Yay!
oh my God, give me a headache.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Great. Oh, that made this also worth it. So the B flat, because we're comparing now. Remember, we're comparing the Lydian with the F major. We went out of the mother scale, and now we're just learning how to get to a mode from any scales. Like we said, let's take the major scale, right? Let's sharpen that fourth note. We were in F major. We're sharpening that fourth note. Now we're in Lydian. But we're still comparing it to the F major scale as far as the different chords. And the main chord that, I'm going to go back to the chart here so we can see. The main chord that changed, here, the B is in the middle. And so when we went into Lydian, we made that G, the most thing that the chord that got the most change is the B major, the G major, because instead of being G minor, it's a G major. Everything else didn't really change as much. It's like the E diminished, it's now an E minor. So that is also a big change. But the heart of the G, over here it was a G minor, and its heart just moved up a half step and became a G major. And that's, I think, like that's how I connect to it, why this chord has such a big impact on taking that somewhere. Okay. So we're going to move on now. So let's take now the same approach that we just took in finding a G in going from F to F Lydian, and let's find Lydian scale in other keys. Well, I'm having some technical issues here, sorry. Okay, there we go. So now we can find a C Lydian. So what are the notes of a C major scale? So we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now what happens? We'll sharpen that fourth note, because remember, Lydian we're just sharpening, we go up 4. It's the sharpened fourth. So we'll sharpen that F. So if you're in C and you sharpen the F note, it's a Lydian fourth, putting that up, and then what do we get? We get the C Lydian. So now we're so this is just showing how you can take any chord and following the formula of the modes, you can instantly access Lydian from there. So I'd like to invite you to a modal Lydian meditation now back in the key of F. So we're going to tune back to the key of C. And I'm going to turn on a drone over here. One second. Can everyone hear the drone? Okay, so you're welcome to join. We're going to do like what we did in the beginning. Like when we started out, you're welcome to join for this. So we're starting on an F. if you're at a beginner level and you don't want to play left hand, you can let the drone do the magic here for you. The drone is holding that tonic. It's holding the F for us, and it's leaving us free to just explore with the right hand. I find these drones super helpful for entering into a mode, because it's always pulling us down to the tonic there. A, B, C. B, C. So someone who asked earlier, how do you decide when to play it? I'm just kind of listening to the F and playing B, C. Just feeling into it. Just questioning kind of with the harp. I'm tuned to the key of C, if anyone was asking about that. So E, A's, and B levers up. Key of C, and we're back in F Lydian. And just you can use this drone as your own way. Just walk around where you'd like. You can breathe into it, feel the drone in your stomach. You can roll some chords in your left hand, walk around with your right hand, wherever it takes you. Just try going up and down, going back to that B. Keep on going, these little phrases, little walks, and then returning back to touching on that B. Like I'll walk E, F, G, F, E, D, C. If I liked it, maybe I'll repeat that. E, F, G, F, E, D, C. Now I'll touch on that Lydian again. B, C. You can feel how the B is pulling up to the C of it. If anyone's not sure where we are, so I'm tuned to the key of C. If your harp is tuned to E flat, so you would have the E, A's, and B's up. Wow, I love working with drones. My dream someday is to get a Shruti box. Then it's like this, it's like a drone instrument from India. You pump it with your foot. It's kind of like an accordion, and you can pump it with your foot and it makes a drone, whatever you set it to. So you can actually make your own drone as you're playing the harp and use that. So the thing to take away from this drone practice we just did is to access, oh, good source for drone bucks. Thanks, Carolyn. I love to hear about it. So the thing to take away about what we just did with the drone is just to access the mode, you're really just settling into it. And there's no feeling of needing to go anywhere. And letting that drone really breathe with it. And then just to go for a walk with the harp. It's really improvising in its simplest form. What's cool about the modes is when you're playing in it, there's really no right or wrong note that you can play because you're tuned already to that key. Someone, Misa is asking, so for this improvisation, you just stayed on the F as the drone in F Lydian and improvise. No need to change the drone to another note like E. That's a really good point, Misa. So with the drone that we were just playing, I wouldn't really be able to use what I did before of changing to an E, using like the E minor or the G major. I'll show you a second. They would disagree with each other. Right? Because the drone is playing my bass note. So I'm here with this F drone. And if I tried playing an E, it'll disagree with the drone. You can hear that. It doesn't go good together. So when I'm using a drone, unless I have a way of changing, maybe let's say someone else would be doing the drone or something like that. If I had a way of changing the note that's droning, then I could. Right now I'm just using a drone from Spotify, which I'll send in a follow-up email if any of you'd like to use that later on your own. It's a playlist of drones, and there's a drone in each key. So you can decide on, you can just try going into different keys and using that drone to play along with. My pleasure. Okay, so let's move now on to the major seventh. I find that the major seventh works out beautifully together with the Lydian mode, and also kind of with the idea of having that B flat, which was changed to B natural, and it's like sweetening the sadness in the heart of it, in the root, like changing that what should have been a G minor into a G major. So I find a similar theme to this within the major seventh chord. So let's first play a major seventh. I'm tuned to the key of C, and to play a major seventh, let's play a C major. You're welcome to join me in that C, E, G. And then we just add the major seventh, just add the seventh note, or the note that's below the root. But I like adding it above it. So like here I'm playing a C, E, G, and then I'll add in the B. The B is one below the root. So that's a C major seventh. Carolyn pointed out that Ruth Cunningham works with a Shruti box and a harp using very simple tunes and a vocal humming technique. She has YouTube. So if anyone's interested in it more about that, here's a great source to check out about it. So for the C major seventh, I'm just playing a C over here, C, E, G, and adding the B on top. If you can do that with one hand. If you can't, you can try playing with your left hand C, E, G, and using your right hand to play a B at the top. And that's a C major seventh. I hear someone, if you could please mute. Someone isn't muted. So here's a C major seventh. So go up and down that. C, E, G, B, C, B, G, E. I'm tuned to the key of C, no sharps or flats. And if you're tuned to an E flat, so the E's and B's would be up. There's a C major seventh. Something that I like doing, if you're comfortable playing 4-finger arpeggios. It's a fun thing to work on. What's beautiful about doing this with the C major 7th is that it gives you this ongoing, like if you try to play octaves of a C, so here I'm playing C, E, G, C with 4 fingers, but then my right hand is going to continue from the E. And it's like each one up, then up here is going to continue from the G. So each one is like a different inversion. What's cool about the C major 7th is it keeps on repeating itself. So, I mean with the major 7th in general. So you have C, E, G, B, and then C, E, G, B. And you can work on playing that as a flow. You can try doing C, E, G, B, C, E, G, B, and then taking up your left hand. This is a really fun thing to work on if you're getting comfortable with 4 fingers. C, E, G, B, C, E, G, B. Left hand comes up, plays the C above, and then goes back down. And it's fun to work on. You can get it like as a flow like that. It can sound really beautiful. Hold on, I'm getting a message here. Yeah. Someone in the house just showed me a message written on paper. They didn't want to disturb here. Okay, so that's the C major 7th, and any major chord has its major 7th to it. You just, F major 7th, take an F, F, A, C. You add in the note that's one below the tonic, one below your root, so E. If I'll add an E to an F chord, I have an F major 7th, F, A, C, E. So here F, A, C, E, and again, if this is too difficult for you, the 4 fingers, you could just play with one hand, F, A, C, and then the other hand above in E. I find that what really makes that major 7th beautiful is reconnecting it back on the octave on top. So instead of just doing F, A, C, E, to play the F after the E too, F, A, C, E, F. We can try now going back and forth from an F major 7th to C major 7th. F major 7th, F major 7th, C major 7th. Now, understanding this on a theoretic place, just to understand like what's the magic happening here with this C major 7th. This is something that I think is really cool how it works out. You can see here that the F major is made up of the notes F, A, C, right? And the A minor is A, C, E. So we have like F major. That's like happy, joyful. And then we have A minor. That's like the sorrow, the broken heart. And what happens when you put these together? So if you're taking an F major and an A minor and putting them together, you get an F major 7th. You can see this over here. You have the F major 7th has inside of it, not just inside of it, but the majority of it, 3/4 of the F major 7th is an A minor, which I find this like mind-blowing or air-blowing. I don't know, whatever you call it, like heart-blowing. It's amazing. I'm really just playing. We have an A minor here, which is the super sorrowful chord. like here A minor, and I'll keep on doing the same thing I'm doing with my hands, but I'm just going to change one note. Now feel into this. As I change one note, I'm just going to add an F. I'm playing the same exact notes here, right? Just adding that F, and it takes it to a whole different place. And even let's show it here. It's even less than 3/4, because it's even less than a quarter, because here I'll play 6 notes. I'll play a double A minor. I'm playing A minor over here, A minor, an octave above, and just adding that one F changes the whole entire thing. That's the power of the tonic, and that's also what we saw. That's also what we saw with the modes, was the power of changing the tonic takes the music to a whole different place. It's like taking whatever you have and giving it a new root. It's taking the sadness, giving it a new root, connecting it to something that will help it sweeten and change the whole existence of what it is. Like sometimes if you're working with someone, and in order for a person to connect to joy, they don't need to change. They have everything there. It's just connecting to a root, connecting to a certain thought of joy or something in them. And that's what makes the F major 7th, or the major 7th. So it's like hugging it, it's holding it. It's giving it a root to the sorrow and allowing it to be. And it really sweetens everything. So now we're going to work on weaving this all together. So we're going to work on taking, Wendy's asking, is any minor chord can be hugged to become a major 7th? Yes, Wendy, that's a great, thank you, Carolyn. So that's a great question, and that's what's so beautiful about this, right? You have any minor. Here we have a D minor. Let's take the D minor, just add to it the note below it. Oh, sorry, I'll be doing it. Sorry, 1 second here. It's not working with the D because we have that B over there. It's like the diminished. But let's try it with oh, here we go. So it's not any chord. So that's a good point over here. The D minor didn't work because it's a diminished, so it's not working here. But let's take, for example, the E minor. I'm just going to get out of the PDF. So if we do that with the E minor, for example, then we'll have our major 7th like we had just before. So I can get back to the Zoom screen. Okay. So here we have the E minor. And to find that major 7th would be adding in so if you want to think about it from, instead of turning a major into major 7th, that's much easier, right? You take a major chord and then you add the note below the tonic. That's a way of doing it. I never thought about it like what you just asked, of turning a minor chord into a major 7th. That's a whole different way of thinking. It's like, to do that, you would take, let's say we take the E minor, and to turn that into the major 7th, I would walk down 2 notes from the root of the minor. So I'd walk down from the E, D, to the C. Now I'd add that C, and that would turn that E minor into a major 7th. This is really interesting. I never thought about turning a minor into major 7th. I always thought about finding the minor within the major 7th. And I love moving between major 7ths, like moving between the C major 7th to the F major 7th. And really what I'm doing here is just, I'm going up, like I told you, just going up with C, E, G, B, C, E, G, B, and back down. And then doing that with the F. And then when I get up to the E, I'll maybe walk up a little bit more and make some sort of melody out of that. Maybe walk down a bit. And then back to the C. And so now let's try to weave this all together. Let's go, I'm going to start with the F Lydian, and then bring in the C major 7th, back to F Lydian, back to the major 7th, and then back home to F Lydian. So you're welcome to try this with me. I'll go through it slowly. So I'm going to start in F Lydian. Remember, we're right now still tuned to the key of C. The notes are C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's where we are, but I'm starting on F, because to get to Lydian, we'll take the major scale, walk up 4, and then we're in Lydian, right? And we're dancing around that 4th note above our new tonic. So F now is our new tonic. And walking up 4th, remember, we're going to dance around that B. So I'm in the F Lydian right now. Now I'll try bringing in a C major 7th. So go into C. Something really interesting to notice here is I can stick with the same notes on the right hand. Let's say I'll do the A, B, C. A, B, C. I'm playing the C major 7th in my left hand. I'll stick with the same melody in my right hand and just change that F. Just the tonic down here. Now I'm in Lydian. Just from changing that one note, my right hand is still just doing A, B, C. Just the left hand bringing that F is making me to F Lydian. And now I'll just add a C instead of the F in the bass. I see it helps me to resolve on a different note now. I'm resolving on the G, because I'm having a C in the bass. I'll go back to that questioning the A, B, C. I feel like I'm asking a question, like, what's here? Where am I going? I feel like Lydian is very much like about connecting, bridging to the unknown, like afterlife. Now from the F Lydian, let's go to an F major 7th. So to get to that major 7th, I'm just going to add an E here. Instead of jumping around the B, right now I'm just jumping around that B note, I'm going to more focus on the E. So this was interesting, right? I'm still playing almost same thing. The left hand is just rolling an F chord. But my right hand now, instead of dancing around the B, I'm dancing around the E. And I'm actually avoiding that B. Notice that I'm not touching the B at all. You can, if you like, of course, play whatever you want. I'm just showing how an example of separating it from the Lydian. And you can hear the sounds totally different than the Lydian. Now let's go back to F Lydian. So to go back to F Lydian, my left hand is still rolling that F chord. But instead of playing around the E, I'm going to go back to the B. Now let's bring in the E minor. Remember we were talking about other chords. So we're back in E minor over here. Going down, going back to sorrow, letting it breathe. And then let's go back into F Lydian. Just notice how these little micro changes are changing the whole atmosphere. Just changing the tonic, changing what I'm dancing around. And then back into the E minor. And how about turning that E minor now into a C major 7th? And then letting to go back to the sorrow, back to the E minor. And we'll go back to the F Lydian. I feel so much right now as I'm playing. Like, I want to hear the C at the bottom. I want to resolve on C. Like, I want to resolve on... But in Lydian, remembering we're in the tonic of F. I'm just showing how, like, I feel like pulling down there, and I'm letting the B instead to draw everything, to magnetize the flow towards the B. Take that G, remember? Another chord we can use in Lydian, the chord above it. And back to F Lydian. Kind of doesn't really ever resolve anywhere. So that's it. That's the Journey Through the Modes Part 2. And if anyone has any questions, I'd love to hear. Now is a good time. We have 6 minutes left till I need to pack up and go running to a gig.
Hi, Marcia here. I asked earlier, I'm playing the Ocho Candelicas over Zoom, and I'm just curious. It starts out A minor, you put down your D sharp to D minor. Is this a Lydian mode? So,
can you tell me again what it is? I didn't understand.
You know the Ocho Candelicas?
I'm not familiar with that. Sounds really cool though.
I can do it a little bit. It's like...
Oh wow.
Starting with an A minor chord, and then, but the note, and then you're sharpening the D sharp. So to me, it sounds Lydian. Is it or isn't it?
Well, so that's a great question. And if you're in the A minor chord,
right, and it goes to D minor. And then you have to go D natural. It's just so exotic sounding, but I'm curious, what mode is it? That's I'm asking the expert.
I'm not an expert in modes. I just like dabbing in them.
So what do you think?
I'm not sure. I didn't really get a chance to understand the full, like what key it's in.
It starts with A minor and goes to D minor.
Okay,
E
so sound.
Since it's A minor, it's 1, 2, 3, fourth. The fourth note goes sharp.
Ah, I see what you're saying. So you would count that up to get to Lydian. You count that up if you're in the major. Counting up from the minor is something different.
Ah.
Yeah.
So questionable.
Yeah. It's something different. I am seeing a lot of stuff here in the chat.
Okay,
so
thank
let's
you.
see. You can always email me. I'd love getting emails, any questions. Happy to answer. There is a tip jar here. If you did get something out of it, you're welcome to tip, but no pressure at all. can scan the QR code. And there's also the Strings of Hope membership on the way. We're going to be launching really soon. And there's a place you can scan here to join the waitlist. Does someone have a question?
I have a question.
Yes, Esther.
Esther, yes. You kept saying sharpen the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Was that because how it connected with F major? Because it was related to F major with the B flat?
Yeah.
Was there some kind of a connection with sharpening the fourth, which was really flattening to B flat, right? You weren't sharpening the fourth. You were lowering the fourth, right?
So I was lowering the fourth because I was going from, we were already in Lydian.
Yeah.
So we were already in F Lydian, so we kind of worked backwards. We lowered the fourth to go back into F major. But to get into, from any major scale, to get into a Lydian, you would go to the fourth note and sharpen it up.
In any scale?
In any major scale.
Major scale.
You would start at its root, count up 4, sharpen that fourth note, and then you're in Lydian. You just have to remember you would then stay with that tonic. If you're starting in the major scale, you would keep your root there. Whatever you were in, that's your tonic. It stays there because you're not getting to Lydian from within a different major scale. So to convert any major scale into Lydian, keep your root, count up 4, sharpen it, and then just dance around that sharpened note.
Okay. Thank you.
Jules is asking, quick question, is the membership waitlist what we're waiting for to continue taking your classes? Yes. There still will be also one-off free classes here and there. The membership will be 2 times a month, Zoom classes, which the group will get to choose the classes. It will be in modes, in ancient music, psalms, learning how to play from ear, a lot of different topics we'll get to choose from. Soon I'm going to be launching, so I'll send out an email to everyone where we'll just, I'll run through the membership platform. It's like a community platform with a place to chat there, and it's going to be some really cool. So, and like I'll show you guys all the different topics we'll be learning, and there will also be one-off free Zooms that will continue. I see Joelle. I have a quick question. Oh, okay. Thanks, Joelle, for answering that. Yeah, anyone's also welcome to unmute if you have a question. I don't think I'll get to everything in the chat. And I'm always love receiving emails. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. And something that could help me last testimonials. If you enjoyed the workshop, if you can just share a testimonial about that would be great. And sending a picture along is an even bigger plus.
Could Marcia just say the name of that song she was playing? You were talking with her about taking the A minor scale and sharpening, I think, the A, B, C, D, the fourth.
It's called Candelic 8 Candles, and it's by Flory, Jagoda. It's great. It's a Ladino Hanukkah song.
Oh, Marcia, if you could send that to me, because I'm not going to remember it from here, and I'd love to look into what you said about the mode there and get back to you. I also play different Ladino songs. They do a lot of playing with those sharpened notes. I'm actually going to play one tonight where I'm going soon.
Yes, it's a great song.
Awesome.
Maybe I'll send it to you. Okay,
great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Last thing.
Yes.
You said you're going to give us a drone. Where to get the drone from?
I'm going to send it in the follow-up email.
Okay, thank you.
It's a channel. I'm also going to be...
visit.
Oh, yes, please.
Come and get to know your family. It's just
wonderful. Please, I love meeting people in person. It's like if you're ever in Israel, touch base.
I play medieval music, so
wonderful.
I have a lute. And,
wonderful.
Yeah.
Very
so
cool.
I really relate to the whole family.
Yay.
In any case, I will contact you.
Yay. We're also going to be launching soon a retreat here in Israel for harpists. With workshops. I'm planning on bringing Sunita Stanislav to teach there, and Sophia, the harpist from the UK, also. So there'll be an opportunity to meet up.
Wonderful. Count
Great.
me in.
Thanks, Janine. Where are you from, Janine?
I'm מכפר יונה.
מה את אומרת?
כן.
איזה יופי.
אבל אם זה בחנוכה אני לא אהיה פה, אחרי חנוכה אני טסה, usually I'm here.
Yeah, it's going to be after Hanukkah. I think it's going to be in
lovely.
May.
But I come back on the 23rd of January. But I hope I'm not going to miss it.
Awesome. Well, when you come to the Galilee, give me a call.
I will come specially to get to know when you're free with your family.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have any questions, any comments, ideas?
Thank you, Simcha. It was wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Beautiful class.
Thank
beautiful
you.
class, beautiful music. Wonderful to be with everyone. Blessings.
Yay. Thanks so much for joining.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Very wonderful.
Looking forward to future workshops. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Simcha. It's beautiful.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
You're welcome. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining. It was so much fun seeing familiar faces and new faces and sharing modes and healing music. It really gives me so much joy.
For all of us. Blessings, everyone.
Wishing you all a wonderful day and night. And
thank you.
Thank you. And did you decide when you're gonna start the? Hi, this is Francisca.
Hi, Francisca.
Did you decide when are you going to start the group classes? The membership.
Yeah, so we're actually working on it very hard behind the scenes. We have Joao here from Portugal and Jonathan Biddlecom from Tulsa, and I'm hoping that within the next week or two, maximum months, that we'll be launching it. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. The coolest thing is that the people get to choose what it is we want to focus on, because there's so many different places to take it to.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much. Appreciate your work. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks for joining. It's so much fun. I don't want to go.
Thank you, Simcha.
You're welcome, Janet. Janet, daughter.
You can stay here forever.
Yeah. Someone did ask before. I just noticed in the chat. I'm not sure if they're here anymore.
Oh, no, exactly.
But someone asked here. Oh, Nelly, best mode class I ever had. Wow, what a compliment. That's so awesome. Someone here asked about resolving the F Lydian, and that's a really deep question. And like as I was playing, like I said, I'm not a master or anything. Like I'm really just exploring modes myself. And like I don't think there is a resolving. I think if I resolve it, I'm no longer in Lydian. I think if I resolve Lydian down to C, then I'm already back in Ionian. And it's okay, you could do whatever you want, right? But like I just brought out when I was playing it, like I felt this urge to resolve it, but sometimes you can just continue asking those questions. And you can just kind of let it fade out there. Sometimes it's okay to not resolve something. Sometimes it's okay to let the unresolved be. And I think that maybe that's part of what Lydian has to teach us. Right, we have such an urge in life to resolve everything. Sometimes things aren't resolved. And if you look at this world, so that's definitely the way the world is. The world is a very not resolved place. And so I guess Lydian helps us to sit with that.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Okay, so have a good night, everyone.
You too. Bye. Thank you.